This is the moment everything breaks. Not just for the boys, not just for the world inside the show, but for Homelander himself. Because in Season 5, Episode 6, something finally happens that should have been impossible. Homelander becomes something even more than what he already was. Stronger, untouchable, possibly immortal. But here's the twist no one is fully processing yet. This might be the worst thing that has ever happened to him. Because what if this isn't evolution? What if this is the beginning of his collapse? The real story of Episode 6. On the surface, Episode 6 looks like a classic turning point. The boys are racing against time. Homelander is becoming more unstable by the second, and somewhere out there is the one thing that could change everything. V1, the original formula, the first version of Compound Vive, something older, purer, and potentially far more dangerous. But what makes this episode different is how it reframes the entire chase. Because when we finally meet Bombsight, the man who has been hiding V1 all along, the story shifts. This isn't about power anymore. It's about fear. Bombsight isn't some villain hoarding a weapon. He's a man who watched the person he loved slowly grow old while he stayed the same, and that broke him. So when he took V1, it wasn't to dominate the world. It was to try and stop time, and that changes everything we thought we knew. Bombsight and Golden Geisha, the emotional core. The relationship between Bombsight and Golden Geisha is easily the most important part of this episode because it quietly explains the true cost of immortality. Bombsight believes that love means staying together forever, that if you can remove death, you can remove loss. But Golden Geisha sees it completely differently. Open quote, "Summer is only beautiful when you know winter is coming," close quote. That line isn't just poetic, it's the entire philosophy of the episode. Because what she's saying is simple, without an ending, nothing matters. If life goes on forever, then moments lose their weight, love loses its urgency, time becomes meaningless. And this is where the show does something brilliant. It uses Bombsight and Golden Geisha to foreshadow Homelander's fate. Because while Bombsight learns to let go, Homelander is about to do the exact opposite. The quiet character shifts you missed. One of the smartest things about Episode 6 is that it's not just moving the plot forward, it's evolving the characters. And if you look closely, almost everyone is changing in response to the idea of mortality. Mother's Milk, is no longer just focused on winning. He's starting to understand the cost of victory. If the virus works, it won't just kill Homelander. It could wipe out countless Supas, including people who don't deserve it, and you can see it on his face. He knows this might make him a monster. Huey, on the other hand, refuses to give up hope. Even now, when everything is falling apart, he still believes there has to be another way. And that contrast between Huey and is important. One is preparing to sacrifice everything to win. The other is trying to hold on to what makes them human. Kimiko might have the most subtle change of all. In the retirement home scene, surrounded by elderly soups who are no longer threats, she hesitates. She doesn't want innocent people caught in the crossfire. And for once, Butcher listens. That moment matters more than it seems, because Butcher, who's always been driven by vengeance, is starting to slow down, just a little. Even the Deep, in one of the strangest scenes of the episode, reveals something real. After the oil spill kills marine life, he tries to save a dying fish, like it actually matters. And it does, because for him, it's the first time something feels personal in a long time. All of these moments are building toward the same idea. Everyone is becoming more human, except Homelander, Sister Sage's plan, and why it fails. At this point, Sister Sage seems like she's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. She manipulates events from behind the scenes, she sets traps, she predicts outcomes. Her plan is simple. Use Golden Geisha to lure Bombsight, get the V1, and control what happens next. And for a while, it works perfectly. Bombsight shows up exactly where she wants him. Everything is under control, but then something happens that Sage didn't account for. Something she can't control. Emotion. Because right when everything should go according to plan, Soldier Boy enters the equation. And suddenly, logic doesn't matter anymore. Soldier Boy's decision, the true turning point. This is the moment that defines the entire episode, and most people are misunderstanding it. At first, it looks simple. Soldier Boy hates Homelander, so when he gets his hands on V1, he should destroy it. End of story. But that's not what happens. Instead, he gives it to him. Why? The answer lies in Claravat, aka Stormfront. Through manipulation and memory, Soldier Boy is forced to confront something he's been avoiding, his connection to Homelander, not as enemies, but as products of the same legacy. Clara believed in power. She believed in superiority. She believed in creating something greater. And now, Soldier Boy sees Homelander as that something. That realization changes everything. Because now this isn't about hatred. It's about fulfilling a vision. And in that moment, Soldier Boy makes a choice that feels almost insane. He puts Clara's legacy above his own anger. He chooses belief over logic. He gives Homelander the V1. And just like that, Sister Sage loses. Not because her plan was bad, but because she forgot the one thing that makes humans unpredictable: emotion, the final scene. What actually happens? Now let's break down the ending carefully, because this is where things get really important. Homelander takes the V1 immediately. No hesitation, no fear, because in his mind, this is ascension. He believes he deserves this. But then something goes wrong. His eyes flicker, his body collapses, he starts screaming, uncontrollably firing lasers. This is not a clean transformation. This is chaos. And then Butcher says it, run. That single word tells us everything, because Butcher understands power. And whatever Homelander is becoming, it's worse than anything they planned for. Is Homelander really immortal? So let's answer the big question. Is Homelander now immortal? The show strongly suggests yes, but not in the way we expect. Here's what we know. V1 is the original formula. It has never been successfully recreated. Even Sister Sage couldn't stabilize it. It's been hidden for decades. That means one thing: this version of V1 is unstable. So while it may grant immortality, it may also come with consequences, severe ones. And Homelander's reaction, the pain, the instability, the loss of control, suggests that his body isn't just evolving, it's struggling, which leads to a terrifying possibility. He is immortal, but he may never be stable again. The dark truth: immortality is a curse. Now we come back to Golden Geisha's message, because this is where everything connects. She said immortality is a prison, and for Homelander, that prison is worse than anything we've seen. Think about it. Homelander already struggles with loneliness, the need for validation, the inability to truly love. Now remove death from the equation, remove limits. What do you get? A being who can't die, can't connect, and may not even be in control anymore. That's not godhood, that's a curse. And here's the real twist. Homelander wanted ultimate freedom, but what he may have created is eternal suffering. How do they stop him now? This is the biggest question going forward, because everything has changed. The virus might not work anymore. V1 is gone. Homelander is stronger than ever. So what's left? There's only one real answer: Soldier Boy. He's the only one who has ever shown the ability to remove powers. If V1 is what made Homelander immortal, then Soldier Boy might be the only one who can undo it. And if that happens, it creates the most brutal ending possible. Not death, but something worse: Homelander forced to live as a human. Final thought. Episode 6 isn't just a turning point, it's a warning, because for the first time in the series, Homelander has everything he's ever wanted: power, control, and now, possibly forever. But The Boys has always been about one idea: power doesn't corrupt, it reveals. And what this episode reveals is that Homelander was never meant to have limits removed, because without limits, there are no consequences. Without consequences, there is no meaning. And without meaning, even a god becomes empty. Outro. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think Homelander is truly immortal, or is this already starting to destroy him? And if the virus won't work anymore, what's the plan to stop him? Drop your theories below. And if you want more deep breakdowns like this, make sure you subscribe, because the final episodes, they're not just ending the story, they're redefining it.